While I'm in Newport, I'm going to be staying at the Vanderbilt. Like you see above the fireplace here, this property dates back to 1909. The heated pool behind me is open until 11 p.m. every day. And if you dip your finger in there, you'll see there's no hot tub here, but this is sort of between a normal swimming pool and a hot tub when it comes to the temperature. There's also a little pool room. And an interesting fact about this hotel, it was built by one of the Vanderbilts as a meeting point for him and his mistress, and it had a very sad ending. I believe his mistress committed suicide and he ended up dying, I believe, at the hands of the Germans in the early 1900s during the war. But this place was a YMCA up until about 25 years ago. The hotel restaurant is just known as the dining room. We're up in New England, so of course seafood is the big thing, so I'm going to try not to spill this on myself. I'm going to show you the 3-level seafood tower. Kind of a stuffed razor clam, lobster, the second level is shrimp, and the bottom is oysters. And then of course it wouldn't be New England without this New England clam chowder. Now it's time to check out my room. This is one of the Alfred suites, so I'm liking this so far. We have a little Nespresso machine, and then up top we got at least a couple Rhode Island classics. I was at Anchor Toffee last time I was here, so let's see what's in the bathroom. Looks like we have a bathtub. We also have a standing shower, the towels, and so this is a suite. So we have like a little living area here, a desk I could work at. A lot of books, looks like more than a dozen books. I see Annie Leibovitz book. And then here's the bed. So right here's the closet. Nice amount of closet space. And look at this little welcome envelope. And a book about Newport cottages. I learned something interesting. More colonial homes in Newport than any other city in America. This is the intersection of Mary Street and Thames. Now, when I first looked at this, I thought to say Thames like the River Thames, but the staff at the Vanderbilt told me do not say Thames or they'll think you're a tourist. So this little brick road behind me, Thames, is a very important shopping street. Thames has a very Main Street USA kind of feel to it. This gourmet exotic jerky spot was one of the places I went to last time I was in Newport. There's a little music box store right there. And then here's Newport Fudgery. You could also buy some souvenirs. Newport Jerky Company has all kinds of different options. You have shark, duck, rabbit, and then they have these really interesting names for their barbecue sauces like Fighting Cock, Chicks Dig Me, Fat Cat, and hot sauce for my favorite. You see what I have there. And then it continues down here to Snapping Turtle and the one that I'm most interested in, Moroccan Octopus.
Welcome to Newport Jaguar Tours. We're going to do a little bit of a tour this morning on the way to the Breakers.
Newport has more colonial buildings than any other city in the United States, but Newport is really known for the mansions. So right here is the Breaker Mansion from the Vanderbilt family. It's 70 rooms, the property's 13 acres. Now speaking of the property, behind me is the Cliff Walk. So this mansion is private, you need to get a tour, but the Cliff Walk is 3.5 miles and it runs right behind the property. This gate, I'm told, weighs 10,000 pounds. Now the Breaker Mansion, like other mansions in the area, is part of the Newport Preservation Society, and many of these mansions are open to visitors. This one here is open 7 days a week.
So in June of 1948, they opened this house for tours. The first 3 months, 25,000 people paid $1.50 to come here. So absinthe itself dates back to the early to mid-1500s. It was discovered or first distilled somewhere between France and Switzerland. We're not exactly sure. They both claim it, but we do know it was first distilled in the Swiss Alps. The Swiss soldiers used to drink it to stave off malaria, but I like to think it gave them a little bit of liquid courage in battle. It is usually about 65% alcohol by volume, so it is quite strong. We will not be drinking it that strong, so don't worry about that. We'll water it down. What we have in front of us is our absinthe fountain. And the absinthe fountain is not original. This is something that came about in the 1800s, and it was always meant for show. The idea with the absinthe fountain is you start with a little absinthe in the glass. Pardon me, I'm just going to have to move this out of the way. Start with some absinthe in the glass. You put a sugar cube on an absinthe spoon over top. And slowly drip ice water over the absinthe. Now you'll notice that the absinthe right now has a little bit of a greenish hue to it, but as we pour water and dilute the absinthe, it'll pick up a lot more of a green color and it'll become very cloudy. In the 1850s, when phylloxera hit Europe and decimated all of the grape crops, they switched to making it from using grapes to making it out of beet sugar. So it became a very cheap drink to make. What we want to do is we just want to allow the sugar cube to melt slowly. And as that melts, it will sweeten the absinthe a little bit, and it will also water it down. So we will no longer be in that 65% alcohol. We'll be closer to our 30 to 25% alcohol.
I'm not drinking the absinthe, but I got a non-alcoholic cinnamon hibiscus drink with a little lime shaving on it. But next to me here, Jasmine is drinking the absinthe. And how would you describe it?
It has a very strong licorice smell.
I noticed that right away.
And it has an aftertaste of licorice, but more in a candy form than more like a Good and Plenty.
Oh, I haven't thought
like
about that since the 80s.
It's an aftertaste of a Good and Plenty because it's still sweet, so it's not a strong, bitter licorice. It's like a sweet, soft, little tingle on the tongue, but definite licorice.
All right, thank you, Jasmine. My time here in Newport's coming to an end. I'm on the 4th floor, which is also the rooftop to the Vanderbilt. And I'm told this is one of the best places in Newport to watch the sunset. And Morgan here is the lead concierge, and she's going to explain why.
This is definitely the best spot to watch the sunset. Not only is it absolutely gorgeous, but we also have the best public, unobstructed view of the skyline, as you can see behind me. I mean, this is main character energy.
So thank you very much for tuning in. If you like this video, please click subscribe. I got more trips planned. I'm going to be heading up to Toronto. I also have a Jacksonville, Florida trip in the works. Hopefully I'm going to be heading back to San Antonio too. I look forward to sharing more videos with you in the future. Thank you very much for watching.